Okay, now we're going to talk about the distributive property, and I will say that this is something that some of us really struggled with this year, and that's okay. But I'm going to show you two different ways, and we are going to start with this first example of 2 times a plus 4. So this first way that you could do it is we thought about this as 2 copies of a plus 4, right? So what we talked about in class, we said, okay, well, let's literally write down 2 copies of a plus 4, right? 1, 2 of them. Well, then if I add them all together, right, this is 1a and 1a, so I total have 2 a's. 4 plus 4 is 8, right? Really what we just did here was we combined like terms, right? We added our a's together to combine those like terms, and we added our 4's together to combine those like terms, just like we did in the last video. So we can stop right here at 2a plus 8. Another way that you can do it is if we multiply. So really, this is 2 copies of A and 2 copies of 4, which we can see here where we have 2 copies of A and we have 2 copies of 4. And then what we can do is we can talk about this as 2 copies of A plus 2 copies of 4, right? So this would be 2 times A is 2 A's, and 2 times 4 is 8. I hope you can hear Miss Lang and see Miss Parham behind us, right? And we get the same answer either way. When you have, for example, when you have this like x times the quantity y plus z, notice that I don't know how to write x number of copies really. So this is where that second way with multiplying is way better. X copies of y plus x copies of z. And we can just remember write them as x times y, x times z, because when they're right next to each other, it means we are multiplying. So this is where that second method is really going to come in handy when you're multiplying by a variable. So go ahead and pause your video, and I want you to try these. Okay, so you can do it either way. I'll do one of each. So I'll do the first method here. So this is 3 copies of 2 plus 3b. 1, 2. Here's my third copy. I'm going to combine my like terms. 2 plus 2 plus 2 is 6. 3 plus 3 plus 3, that gives me 9 b's, right? Really the best way that we should write this is our constant comes at the end. So you could do this, or you could switch it and do 9b plus 6. That would also be correct. I'm going to do the second method here where I'm going to multiply. Well, this is going to be c copies of b and c copies of 3d. Okay, so c times b, 3cd. But remember, the best way for us to write them is when our variables are in alphabetical order. So bc plus 3cd. Okay, that's it. Let me know about your questions in the comments.